Hello, my wonderful Aquarians. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay. The first card we have here, guys, is wasn't love, it was control, possession, power play, ego. Okay, so we're going to clarify to see what's going on. Bottom of the deck, we have you're my drug, craving, highs and crashes, emotional addiction. Okay. Seems to me that there could be a bit of a push and pull energy or some sort of a power battle that you're currently facing in this connection here. You may view someone as operating from a space of, their ego or pride. And it says, wasn't love, it was control. So definitely, a desire for control or someone using the emotions that were involved as some form of leverage here. You may be facing or you may be feeling a very heavy energy when it comes to this person or this connection this week. I also strongly feel that you could feel defeated in a situation or completely powerless when it comes to finding a solution here. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Strength card, Leo energy. What I see here is a concern when it comes to maybe the hopes and promises or dreams or things you had visions of versus what's happening in the reality of this connection. Because what I see is a very positive energy when it comes to, the plans or the goals that the both of you have in mind here, but with the Strength card, I feel like there's an energy that's very withdrawn. And I don't necessarily see it as there are no emotions there. I feel like there are very intense emotions that are present, but they're not being communicated with the Strength card. You may be involved with someone where you could see the potential, but you also feel that this is someone who's really struggling with opening up emotionally, and they could be very withdrawn, which could feel a bit upsetting, or it's, causing you to kind of be reminded of the plans that you had in mind, or maybe how you thought this connection was going to turn out versus the reality of it in the current moment could be something that feels very conflicting for you mentally and emotionally this week. Okay. So I'm going to start off by seeing how you are being viewed this week. So the Three of Pentacles wanted to pop out here. This may be someone that you work with, or it could just be a card of discussion. It could be read as, someone wanting to discuss something with you. It's usually because they want to work together or work something out where you guys could be at, a mutual or come to a mutual agreement. So we have the Hierophant for how they are viewing you. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. When this person is thinking of you this week or how they're viewing you is commitment material, or there's something pertaining to a commitment that they are constantly reminded of this week, right? So it doesn't mean that you were in, you were married to this person or in a higher level of commitment, but that could just be letting me know that that's what you guys were working towards here, okay? Now, this card also touches on lessons, right? So this person could feel like this relationship was somehow, or a lesson was presented to them, or the relationship was somehow a catalyst for their growth here. And I'm strongly getting that they have learned a lot about you, but also a lot about themselves while connecting with you. This card could also touch on feeling ready to take things to the next level or take the next step, even if they did not feel ready to do so in the past. But what I see is there Every time they're thinking of you this week, Aquarian, they're just reminded of a commitment or what they could have had, even if it's like the potential of how stable this connection could have been. So we have the Devil. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn and the Two of Swords in the challenge position. Okay, so this is a very clear message that there's either some sort of a control issue here where one party is very focused on wanting more control in a situation, or I'm getting a strong energy of using someone's emotions as some form of a leverage, okay? So with the Devil, this could touch on, for example, exactly what I said. And if that's like a bad habit or a pattern, it also seems very difficult for this person to find a solution for it, because the Devil is this person acknowledging the unhealthy patterns in this connection, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just on their end. But with the Two of Swords, that is a state of denial. That is why, I'm saying that even if they're acknowledging something, they're not acknowledging, the extent of it. It's like picking and choosing what they want to hear or what they want to face. So this is someone who's in the middle of dabbling in something that they know is not, going to work out, or they know it's not good, but they're having a hard time taking themselves out of that situation. So this is someone who feels very trapped. Trapped in their environment, but also trapped when it comes to their mind and emotions. When it comes to their mind and emotions, the reason why they feel trapped is the Two of Swords energy, which is failing to accept something. Sometimes it's difficult to accept the truth, but it could be harder when there's constant, resistance. So how are you viewing them? The King of Swords. You may be detaching from this situation. You could view this person as not communicating with you, or, back turned towards a situation, but you also feel like you know the truth about this person. The King of Swords is a very clear-cut energy. So you could be viewing them as someone that you want space from, someone you want to detach from. Something about this person's character or true colors have come to light for you very recently. So whether it's how they were communicating with you, whether it's, a pattern, and you're seeing where that pattern is stemming from, I do feel like, you're really getting to know this person on a deeper level, and there may be certain things that you disagree with, certain things that don't align with your beliefs when it comes to love or relationships and that sort of thing. We have the Ten of Swords in your feelings as the first card. And I was sensing like a very heavy energy as I open this spread. Ten of Swords is betrayal. It could be read as a form of disrespect, but it's usually a very painful ending where even after the ending has occurred, there are certain things that you find are very hard to stop revisiting, like you're constantly thinking about it. And so, said all that to say, even after an ending, it's going to have a major mental impact on you. So I'm not saying your emotions are not involved, but I think that this is the week where you're trying to make sense of what happened, and kind of pushing your emotions aside in a way is what I'm sensing. Like, making sense of the emotions, or why did this happen? Let me look at it from more of a logical perspective. We have the Five of Wands. So you feel that in this connection there were constant battles. You could even feel like there was always an obstacle in the way. The way that you're feeling about this connection this week is, okay, this is someone that I feel connected to, but I also feel betrayed by them. I wish that things were more simple. I also strongly feel with the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords, some of you feel like there was just a lot of drama and chaos in this connection where, A, yes, of course, you wish that things were more simple, but B, it could have become very emotionally draining for you to deal with. There may be certain conversations that you wanted to have with this person, but someone else was always somehow involved, or it is the opinion of others, because the Five of Wands touches on external influences. So I sense that you're in a very drained energy, and although you feel disrespected, I think that you're trying to make sense of it all this week. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So you feel that you could have had it all with this person. You do feel like you guys would have, attained a very stable relationship together. But when you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, either you feel like things began to feel very one-sided, or you're looking at what could have been and you're really feeling very alone, or you're feeling some sort of a void. Now, with the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, that could also touch on a relationship that's not working out or a lack of stability because of finances, right? So whether it's you feel very connected to this person, but they were not where they wanted to be financially, or you feel like there's some sort of a burden when it comes to the stability of this connection, is what I'm sensing. So we have the Nine of Cups clarifying the Devil, and the Seven of Cups clarifying the Two of Swords. So you have someone here who is feeling very, very confused. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. And what I'm sensing, guys, with the Nine of Cups and the Devil, that can be a strong energy of someone who feels like I was only looking out for myself. You know, I wasn't really thinking about the repercussions of my actions. I wasn't really thinking about, how Aquarian would feel. And yes, it could quite literally be making decisions or taking action from a very selfish space, or a very inconsiderate energy. But with the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords, yes, I do sense this person is feeling very emotionally confused. They are still thinking about you quite a bit. The Devil could be, someone who's like, obsessing over a situation or constantly thinking about something. But I think with the Seven of Cups clarifying the Two of Swords, it's a very clear message that this is someone who feels confused because there is a part of them that is still in a state of denial, failing to accept something when it comes to the reality of this situation. And don't get me wrong, I do feel like it's someone who's acknowledging certain aspects, but there are other things that they're completely avoiding, and that's where that confusion stems from. And they feel like they're stuck in a pattern, or with the, Two of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Devil and Nine of Cups, I feel like, they feel like they're stuck in some sort of a pattern, or they feel like they're on like a hamster wheel. We have the King of Cups and the Lovers and their feelings. Wow. It seems to me that this is a week where this person is acknowledging their emotions, but it's causing them to spiral. The Lovers could also be someone who's acknowledging that, the both of you met for a reason, or they are, in the process of, like, there's some sort of a lesson that's being illuminated to them. But the Lovers also boils down to emotional confusion. It could be a very intense connection, but it is a connection where it impacts other areas of your life. And it's usually a connection where it requires you to make a very large shift in an area in your life that you're not comfortable with. So said all that to say, this person feels that connecting with you or being in a connection with you will require them to come out of their comfort zone or do something differently. And that something is, either like a characteristic or a behavioral trait that is deeply embedded in them, so it's difficult to let go of. So they feel like they need to come out their comfort zone or do something differently, but it feels very difficult for them to do. Four of Swords and the Tower. They feel restless. Ever since an ending, or the Tower could be an ending that felt very, very unexpected, they feel completely restless. And I also feel with the Tower, they feel that they are not where they want to be, or their life is, falling apart in one way or another. They are keeping this under wraps and they are trying to figure it out. But I think that there may be some sort of a mask that this person is wearing, because there's more that they're battling internally, or more that they're going through, even if it's in their environment, that they're not sharing here. The Tower could also be like a wake-up call. So, for example, if they are in a state of denial, it could be that they are having an awakening, or something that they have been running from, they feel like they no longer can avoid it. So we have the Five of Cups and the Knight of Swords and the potential outcome. Knight of Swords could be like speedy communication, or someone reaching out to you very unexpectedly. But with the Five of Cups, it's definitely a strong energy of someone having a lot of regret, feeling very disappointed, and feeling like they've let you down. Five of Cups being clarified by the Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords, the Justice card. Yeah, so I see this person reaching out to you. It could be, again, very unexpected, or you find that when you're detached or not thinking about this person, they, come into your energy or reach out to you. And Ace of Cups and the Justice card is usually an opportunity to smooth something out, or things feeling more balanced between the both of you. So keep in mind, the aces in the deck, they're a potential, right? Or an opportunity that's being presented to you. It's up to us to act on it. So if your question to me is, do you see potential for a new beginning? I would say I see the potential here, but with the Justice card, the Five of Cups, and the Knight of Swords, the truth needs to be revealed. And I do see more specifically an opportunity to restore some sort of balance in this connection. So, like, even if it doesn't directly lead to a commitment, I see with the Justice card, it's more about something feeling balanced. Or, for example, if you feel like you weren't able to express your perspective on things to this person, you're going to get an opportunity to do so. This is just a generic example, but definitely feel like this person's coming in to restore some sort of balance and do the right thing, because Justice card could be, in the form of like an apology or someone who feels like they want to own up to something. Because, like I said, even if there's something they're running from or in denial about, they're not going to be able to run from it much longer. So, okay, so let's switch decks here and see if there's anything that they want to communicate. So it says, finding out the truth crushed me. And that could be the Tower card in their feelings. Something that came to light for them, whether it was about you, the connection, or themselves. It could be something that was very harsh for them to accept. And then it says, I need security. So this person could feel like they're not where they want to be when it comes to their stability, or there's something that they're working towards. I am becoming a better person. Yeah. And I feel like you've taught a lot to, or you've taught a lot about the, I don't want to say their behavior, but I feel like this is someone who had a lot of things that they would internalize, and connecting with you has brought that to the surface for them. And then it says, I look for you everywhere. Okay. And then bottom of the deck, it says, you came closer than anyone. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.